When an apple fell on his head, Isaac Newton was inspired to describe his three laws of motion. These became the foundation of our ideas about physics. Being essentially objective, Newton ignored what it feels like to be the apple. When we get our mass in motion, we rise above the constant call of gravity toward the swinging, circling invitation of centrifugal force. Dancers ride and play these forces. Beyond Newton's third law, we discover that for every action, several equal and opposite reactions are possible. Therein lies an opportunity for improvisation. We are looking at performance of contact improvisation, a duet movement form. This tape takes a sweeping look over 11 years of practice by Nancy Stark Smith, from her first exposure to the form I was working on when it was new in 1972, through moments chosen from consecutive years of performing with me, Steve Paxton, and with others. Nancy solos by testing her movement, playing with gravity and the floor, which are, in this work, not taken for granted, but are considered as constant partners. She doesn't direct herself. She starts moving and then lets it happen, finding ways to cope with momentum and gravity. Here, Nancy and her partner Kurt Siddall move to follow the point of touch as it moves, a basic focus for their improvisation. In the play of moving and being moved, specific movements are unpredictable, but they occur within a knowable field of gravity, centrifugal force, support, and dependency. Human touch unites the forces which act upon the body with the sensations they provoke within the body. This interaction makes it possible to keep all the parts of both their bodies harmonizing. They were not so adventurous 4 years earlier. In this first performance of contact improvisation, they were getting used to moving by touch. By feeling their way, they brought back clues about the form and about themselves and their perceptions. The performance which attracted Nancy to this form was a high-energy study called Magnesium. I made Magnesium for a group of men at Oberlin College. It investigated the reflexive quality of touch, with momentum, falling, rolling, and colliding. Magnesium ends with 5 minutes of standing to draw a great distinction in the scale of movement. Standing still is not actually still. Balancing on two legs demonstrates to the dancer's body that one moves with gravity, always. Observing the constant adjustments the body makes to keep from falling calms the whole being. It is a meditation. It is watching the reflexes at work, knowing they are subtle and dependable, not just emergency measures. Standing became one of our disciplines, keeping the mind attentive to the body's present moment. This simple practice was preparation for the complex interactions that would arise with a partner, as were the throwing and catching practices that called for instant response, introducing ourselves to adrenalized states. At first, there seemed to be only two options: trying to follow the flow of communication or resisting it. Each dance is a series of on-the-spot decisions, and they are on the spot. The soft skin is alert to the points of contact, signals telling the dancers where they are, orienting them to their partner and to the floor. Their perceptions are stretching. They are adrenalized. Inside their minds, the many touch events and constantly changing relationships blend into a continuity of moving masses which creates a logic reached only in the heat of the dance. A logic as secure as that found when standing alone and watching the reflexive dance of one's bones. Higher momentum brings new areas of risk. In order to develop this aspect of the form, we had to be able to survive it. The support needed from the unconscious reflexive parts of the brain is more present when the conscious mind is not afraid. The calmness of standing is extended into the fall. There are hazards. One of them is thinking ahead. What the body can do to survive is much faster than thought. It is useful to retrain the reflexes to extend the limbs rather than contract them during a fall. This fall was very disorienting. Nancy's arms manage to cradle her back, and this spreads the impact onto a greater area. And she doesn't stop moving. That helps to disperse the impact over a slightly longer time. She doesn't seem bothered.
Spread it way out. You got to really, you can't hold back from the floor. You can guide the descent. The earth is bigger than you. So you might as well coordinate with it.